Hello Try enthusiasts, my name is James, and since yesterday I did the Frost Moon event, I thought today I'd have to do the Pumpkin Moon event. So today I'm going to be counting down my top 5 drops from the Pumpkin Moon event. Let's begin. So starting off in the number 5 slot is actually something that I never really call out on, and it's Vanity Adams. See, my number 5 slot actually goes to the Jack-o'-lantern mask, which is actually pretty rare. Now the reason I like this is because it just looks badass. It reminds me so much of the film Headless Horseman, and it looks awesome. I really like that it lights up when you've got it on your head, and even if you're wearing certain armors that make you go invisible, it even shows up still, and that's what makes it even more creepy. You know, you're invisible, but there's just this head. I really like it. I never really shout out to Vanity outfits, but every now and then there's a certain one that just kind of picks at me, and I really like it. So that gets to the number 5 slot. Coming in at the number 4 slot is the Stake Launcher. Now the Stake Launcher, although requiring its own separate ammo, is an insanely fast arrow repeater. It shoots its own ammo like I said, but it does it in such a way that it can tear through enemies. This thing is fast and it does high damage. And also a little bonus that it has is that during solar eclipses, it does insane damage to vampires. It pretty much just one-hits them. And that's pretty awesome if you're having problems with vampires, although I don't know why you would be if you're facing Pumpkin. Never mind, but it's pretty awesome. I like that it has that little additional bonus. It works pretty well with some armors and some it doesn't, but it's pretty awesome. It's definitely a drop worth having. Coming at the number 3 slot is the Candy Corn Rifle. Also requiring its own ammo just like the Stake Launcher, this thing is badass. When you've got its own ammo for it, it can really tear through enemies, and I mean this literally. You see, the thing is about candy corn shots is that they penetrate enemies and ricochet up to 4 times. This gun has an insanely high fire rate, and unlike most guns, its bullets are affected by gravity, so they don't stay airborne for long. Just like the Razor Pine that I covered yesterday, they start to, drop off eventually, and this kind of balances the weapon out. You see, this thing does a base damage of 44, but combined with the penetration shots, the insanely fast fire rate, it's pretty awesome. It combines to make a fantastic weapon. Coming in at the number 2 slot is Spooky Twigs. Now yesterday I was talking about wings in the Frost Moon event that weren't being good enough, but in the Pumpkin Moon event, the one before, you can actually get a Spooky Twig. Now if you combine the Spooky Twig with some Souls of Flight, you can make some of the top band wings, the Spooky Wings. The Spooky Wings are in the top band just below Fishron Wings, and so they're definitely a valuable addition if you're going to be fighting Fishron and you're going to be flying around shooting it with maybe your Candy Corn Rifle. The Spooky Twig's quite good, I quite like it. It's not too rare, you can actually attain this. It may take you a few times maybe, because there are so many items that you could probably receive from this item, or from this event. So it's definitely worth farming for, because the Spooky Wings look pretty badass as well. Coming in at the number 1 slot is a sword made famous. It's the Horseman's Blade. Now the Horseman's Blade is fantastic because each time you slice an enemy, you also get a pumpkin moon that fires down on it just like a meteorite. Now the thing that's awesome about this is that you're essentially getting 2 hits for the price of 1, and if you combine this with insanely fast melee speed and perfect armor, range and defense, you can make one of the best swords in the game. This thing can tear through enemies, it can tear through bosses. You just need to use it effectively. It looks badass, it really lights up its way, and I love it. I wish that it was available earlier on in the game with a lower damage, but it's not. This thing is just fantastic though. It's definitely worth having in your inventory just to get rid of pesky enemies that are floating around. You know, if you want to get rid of bats in a cave, or you want to get rid of zombies on the surface, you can probably use someone else, but this thing's just badass to use, so use it whenever you want. Now I was recently approached by the website Opinion Outpost, and they actually have a fantastic system that basically gives gamers money for their time. So if you're sat at home, you're bored, you've got nothing to do, you're sat on your computer, why not click on the link in the description and complete one of their surveys? Now the thing is, the surveys are targeted towards you. You sign up, you give your details, and they email you when you're perfect for a survey, so it's not really wasting your time. You stay on this website for maybe, 10-20 minutes, you complete a survey, and you get money for it. Eventually this money starts to build up and you can have it PayPal'd straight to you. Now this is perfect if you're a gamer. This can be the difference between being able to afford DLC and not being able to afford DLC. And the thing is, if you don't already own Terraria already and you're sat here really bored, you can actually buy it for quite cheap. Every time I look at it, it's about £2, so you can build up that money and you can just go buy it. It's pretty awesome. So go on, click on the link in the description, have a look, complete a few surveys, see what you can do, And let me know how it works for you guys. I'm really excited because I think this is awesome. It's a great way to earn money at home. So that's about it for today's video. I've been counting down my top 5 favourite items. Make sure to click subscribe if you want to see me do this more. I like to do reviews, let's plays, news and more. Lots of top 5 stuff, so click subscribe if you want to see more of that. Thank you all for watching. My name is James. Peace.